Hello, my friends. Welcome to medical science class. Welcome to science class. Welcome to science class. Okay, I missed our science class. That is the reason I science class. Hello, my friends. Welcome to medical science class. Every student medical science. Discovery about. I try to discover what is science? Science is anything, science. What is science? Science is anything. Science means not knowledge. What is the science? Science is anything, now my medical science class we discovered about medical science. What is medical science? Medical science is the branch of science now my medical science namaste ya alif lam nama yellow shadu amaratu munshi shadu medical science we discovered about medical science. Medical science, human basic need, love or sex. Those are good human, good after those are bad human, sex. Versus solitude, creator and guide. That hopefully we shall have creator. Now loving science. What is loving science? Loving science is the branch of science discovered about creation love activity. In case of a human love activity. What's a creator? What is the what's a creator? That is follow the that rules regulation and do love activity. Or love activity, what is the rules regulation? Valid consent of love from my soulmate. With valid consent and with valid consent given for love purpose, that is love. In case of what is sexology, if my soulmate not give love purpose, valid consent, give sex purpose, not go to the marriage and not go to the love relation, just sex, that is sex. Without restriction, without say not do that. What is the reason? If you do that, you sin power, soul power, inner power, also power, that is the reason. If you know loving science, then if you know loving science, then you should have less chance. And loving science, know that, and labology must love your soulmate with consent and labology must respect. The effect of sexology, self power, soul power, life power. If you continue that, if DNA clearance suddenly reduced to 100, sudden death or the death system. That is genetic corruption also occur. That is the reason not do love, not do sexual love. In case of medical science, this how is branch discovered about skin and sex, but everybody, maximum people do labology. Why you say sex, skin and labology? skin and lavology, not sex. In case of sex, what is married sex? If you do sex after commitment to soulmate or to lover or to wife, that is marriage sex. That is called lavology. We have to say to people. What is sexology? In case of your soulmate not go to the marriage or love relation, you do sex, one night standing, go to Roy, you my sex. But if you do lavology, love relation, with commitment, love consent, love commitment, then do lavology. In case of witness, one and only creator is enough. As a Muslim, I say one and only creator is Allah. Understand? I think you better understand. Now my friend is over there. Lavology and how you feel better after if you do lavology, what is the that is good for health, also wealth. If you wanna do sexology, you lost your money, also wealth. If money loss, then wealth also. Also you lost your character, lost your personality, lost your self-power, soul power, also private or power. Also, if you continue to do that, not say sorry to creator, and not correct activities order, you will die just middle of time. For understanding purpose, you live 100 years. But if you do that, continue to do that, not correct that, your power also reduced, like power, sin power. And you will die maybe 60 years or 65. But if you continue to do the sexology, your power 2 or 3 minutes. But if you do lavology, your power increase. How much you gain in power? If you not suffer private organ disease or any chronic disease, or if you suffer any chronic disease, if you diagnosis is good, you correct that chronic disease. Acute disease, correct that acute disease. What is acute disease? Acute disease remain in correct within a month. In case of chronic disease, not correct within a month, continuous. Mind continuous to 3 months, that is chronic disease. If you, that is the reason Islam say, as a Muslim, I know that partnership with lavology. If you don't believe me, those that do that, you not say to others, you see it out, then you understand. If your DNA clearance increase, but those that suffer, they say how that correct. Say sorry to creator and correct your character disorder. Never do that and do lavology with your wife, with your soulmate, with your lover, and love commitment, with love commitment. And if your soulmate is not know that, say, if not you have not enough brain, say sorry to creator. Fine. Not if you say to your wife, soulmate, or lover, that ambition day, marriage day, then hide, say sorry to creator and try to correct your character. Please. If you say sorry to creator, then sorry to, you break the marriage rules. Couple, you break the couple right or marriage right. That is the reason you say sorry to creator will help you as soon as possible forgive you. And you say sorry to your soulmate, lover, your wife, I never do that, please forgive me. say sorry to forgive one and only Creator, and say sorry to soulmate. I not break the marriage rules. Please forgive me. If you do sexology after marriage, before marriage, you say to your lover, please forgive me, or your wife, or you, I break the rules, I break the couple right before marriage. I have a sex with other women. How much I must say that? Say so. But I am now committed. I try to never. But I am also creation. Cleanliness come for women. That is the reason I not go to the commitment. You go to the commitment, you break. That is also sin. As a creation, I do try. Thank you very much, my friend and supporter. Today is enough. In loving science, somebody say everything is okay. How my love falls improve. If by the basis finally love will in case of lifetime, if your speed is more, then situation come hard. How much speed? Especially proportionate to situation. If speed reduce, for example, on a very lovely speed, 10 beat per minute, or 20 beat per minute, 30 beat per minute, 40 beat per minute, 50 beat per minute, 60 beat per minute. On generally 30 beat per minute. Now you reduce to 20 beat per minute. Then you standing up, then love line increase, honeymoon time increase. If you go to the 30 beat per minute for understanding problem, go to the speed, you go to the 40 beat per minute per stroke, then that will be the reduced normal lap time. You say to, that is my characteristic, no, we say that you increase the speed. That is the now, lavology, in case of, if you not suffer the sexual transmitted disease or chronic disease or acute disease. If you suffer the acute disease, correct that. If you suffer the chronic disease, correct that. If you suffer the sexual transmitted disease, correct that. Okay, fine. Now my friend and supporter, that is interesting. Very much interesting. What is love physics? For understanding, I take a puff. In that puff, I remind my lover lives, not other lover, my soulmate lover with consent. That is love puff. But I say to take by the, when I take puff, cigarette puff, I am a chain smoker. That is the reason I say, for example, set an example. In between, in that time, I take to other women or other women except my soulmate, lover, wife. That will be the sex puff. By that puff, inhalation route, go to the smoking and go to the blood, I feel better. And I imagine that by imagination, by my imagination, my soulmate, I imagine that how soul lifetime imagination. For example, last night I lifetime imagination with soulmate. Or love exercise with soulmate, I imagine that. Now I feel better. If I say in that thinking, think to other women and accept my soulmate, and in case of I see the imagine to I do sex with him. What happens? In case of imagination, I do love with my soulmate. There is a good choice. That is called love. What is love chemistry? In case of drinks, in case of smoking, physics or chemistry? Okay, fine. In case of drinks, I feel the my soulmate lives or anything else in the plant. Then the liquid go to the drinks, go to the body, stomach, and go to the blood, and cup of tea also. I have a 10 smoker of cup of tea or drinks. And you feel the love. If you feel your soulmate lives or anything else, finishing soulmate, just like that. And imagine soulmate love time. Okay, fine. Imagine love activity. That is just like that. There is love physics and love chemistry. If you know the love physics and love chemistry, if I know the love physics and love chemistry, what is the value? If my soulmate die, I don't need to marry other woman, other human soulmate, or other creation soulmate. Fine. I can easily survive without do sexual crime, and sexual crime like rape, murder, terrorism, rape, blackmail, rape, gay, lesbianism, animal sex, and gay, lesbianism, animal sex, sexual, psychosexual rape, and sexual harassment, etc. If you know the love sign, without etc., you can survive. Your character will grow, personality will grow, your wife also will grow, and you feel also better, a happy marriage life. Happy and beautiful marriage life. If you do etc., sexual harassment, sexual crime, there is suspension your wife. And now modern science, if I do sexology, physical identify, easily understand by DNA test identification, my soulmate easily understand. Then what happened? The happiness of house. So why do that? Now give me chance, give me manage this course, to break the marriage and manage this course. I should have also chance to marry other. You do sex, I do other men marry and travel. That is the punishment for understanding. But my soulmate say, give me chance. I say sorry, please. I try to never. Give me a chance. Put me in better education. Give chance. Incorrect. Character is what I do nothing and say sorry to creator. I tried my best. Thank you very much, my friend, for supporting today's and upcoming meditations class. And it is introduced by MSC and MSCOO7. A simple question. I read the